There's something about Sigma males that really bothers people. It's not because they are loud, aggressive, or arrogant. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They move in silence, follow their own rules, and don't waste time seeking the approval of others. And that makes people uncomfortable. Society is built on predictability. People expect others to follow certain social norms, to be friendly, to care about status, and to play the game. But Sigma males refuse to do that. They don't conform, they don't seek validation, and they don't bend to social pressure. That's why so many people disdain them without really knowing why. They find them intimidating, frustrating, and even infuriating, not because they are doing anything wrong, but because they are a reminder of everything people wish they could be. So, what exactly makes Sigma males so difficult for others to handle? Let's break it down. If you are a man who rises stronger after every fall, who transforms pain into power and refuses to follow the crowd, write in the comments, "Out of the ordinary." And don't forget to join the army of men who don't ask for permission to dominate. First, they expose people's insecurities without saying a word. Most people spend their lives wearing masks. They craft carefully curated personalities, say what is socially acceptable, and avoid anything that makes them look weak. But then a Sigma male walks into the room, and suddenly those masks start to crack. Why? Because Sigma males don't play the game. They don't seek approval. They don't put on a false facade to fit in. They simply exist as they are, with no need to impress anyone. And that alone is enough to make insecure people feel exposed. People don't feel uncomfortable because of anything a Sigma male says or does. They feel uncomfortable because, in comparison, they realize how much of their own personality is a performance. The guy who brags about his achievements suddenly realizes that the Sigma male doesn't need to do that. The person who relies on social validation feels uneasy around someone who doesn't care about status. The attention seeker notices that the Sigma male attracts respect without even trying, and that frustrates them. It forces them to ask uncomfortable questions. Why do I care so much about what others think? Why do I need to prove myself all the time? Why can't I just be like him, confident without seeking validation? Most people aren't ready for those answers, so instead of facing their insecurities, they do something easier. They resent the Sigma male. It's not that Sigma males are arrogant or disrespectful. They simply operate on a different frequency, one that most people can't tune into, and that makes others uncomfortable. They label the Sigma male as aloof or cold because they can't handle his independence. They call him too serious because he doesn't waste energy on shallow socializing. They assume he's antisocial, when in reality, he just values his time and peace. Sigma males don't do anything to make others feel insecure, but their mere presence is enough to make others question themselves, and some people just can't stand that. Second, they can't be controlled. Most people are easily influenced. They follow trends, seek approval, and adapt their opinions to fit in. Society thrives on this because when people are predictable, they are easier to control. But Sigma males don't play along, and that drives people crazy. Sigma males refuse to be manipulated. They don't blindly accept authority. They don't follow the crowd, and they don't bend to social pressure. They think for themselves, and that makes them a serious problem for anyone who relies on control. Bosses don't like them because they don't tolerate toxic leadership. Fake friends resent them because they see through manipulation. Society struggles with them because they question the status quo. And that makes Sigma males a threat, not because they are aggressive or trying to start a rebellion, but because they prove that control is an illusion. Sigma males don't need to protest, argue, or cause chaos. Just by existing the way they do, they challenge the system. They show people that you don't need constant validation to be confident. You don't have to follow the crowd to be respected, and you don't need permission to live life on your own terms. And for those who rely on control, whether it's a manipulative boss, a fake friend, or even societal norms, this is terrifying. They want people to obey, to conform, to seek approval, but a Sigma male just shrugs and does his own thing, and that's why people can't stand him. Third, they are impossible to read. Most people are easy to figure out. Their emotions, thoughts, and intentions are written all over their faces. You can tell when they're happy, upset, or trying to impress someone. Sigma males are a closed book, and that frustrates people to no end. Sigma males don't wear their emotions on their sleeve. They don't overshare. They don't react the way people expect. And this creates a deep sense of unease in those who are used to controlling social situations. The manipulative coworker who relies on reading people feels completely lost. The attention seeker who craves a reaction is ignored. The fake friend who expects the Sigma to open up easily is met with silence. People hate unpredictability. They want to categorize you, put you in a box, figure you out, but with a Sigma male, that's impossible. This is why so many people make false assumptions about Sigmas. They assume he's rude because he's not overly friendly. They think he's cold because he doesn't engage in pointless small talk. They call him arrogant because he doesn't seek validation. The truth is, Sigma males just aren't interested in playing the social game, and that drives people insane. Fourth, they don't care about social status. Most people are obsessed with status. They want to be seen with the right crowd, wear the right brand, and have the right lifestyle. It's all about looking successful, even if the reality is far from it. Sigma males don't care, and that makes status-obsessed people feel powerless. Society teaches people to chase external validation, to care about titles, appearances, and social circles, but Sigma males opt out of this system entirely. They don't care if you have a fancy car, they're not impressed by a big social media following, and they don't respect people just because they have a title. This infuriates those who rely on a status to feel important. The guy who built his identity around wealth, the Sigma, doesn't care. The social climber who wants admiration, the Sigma sees right through it. The person who uses status to manipulate others, the Sigma is immune. Sigma males judge people by character, not clout. And in a world where most people are desperate for external validation, this mindset is a direct threat to the social hierarchy. Finally, they make others feel replaceable. Most people like to feel needed. They want to believe they're essential, that their presence holds value. But Sigma males don't need anyone, and that's a harsh reality for people to accept. Sigma males enjoy meaningful relationships, but they never depend on them. Whether it's friendships, work connections, or even romantic relationships, Sigmas have a mindset that says, I enjoy your company, but I don't need it. This terrifies people, especially those who thrive on control and dependency. The clingy friend who needs constant reassurance, the Sigma doesn't entertain it. The boss who wants employees to be blindly loyal, the Sigma isn't attached to the job. The partner who expects the Sigma to rely on them emotionally, he stands firm on his own. Sigma males never chase people, they never beg for attention, they don't force relationships, and they don't stay in places where they're not valued. And this makes people feel powerless. Because deep down, most people are afraid of being replaceable. And when they meet a Sigma male who could walk away at any moment without a second thought, they realize just how insecure they really are. At the end of the day, Sigma males don't do anything to make people uncomfortable. They're not trying to be mysterious, rebellious, or intimidating. They just are. They exist on their own terms. They don't seek approval. They don't play by society's rules, and they don't let others define them. But because of this, people can't stand them. They can't stand that a Sigma male doesn't need their validation. They can't stand that he sees through their social games. They can't stand that he lives in a way they secretly wish they could. And that's the truth. Sigma males are free in a way most people will never be. And nothing makes the world more uncomfortable than a man who refuses to be controlled. If this resonated with you, then you already know that spark inside you is not weakness. It's your calling. Right? Liberated. If you've already turned pain into power. If you're ready to stop pretending and forge your own code, then subscribe. Here, there's no theory, just men building themselves. We leave you with a list of videos on the secret guide to Sigma males on screen.